All right, so today we're diving into something that sounds pretty basic, moving money between banks.
Right.
But I have a feeling that there's more to it than meets the eye.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So,
Lots of little nuances and things to watch out for.
well, luckily we've got a whole stack of great articles from The Balance, a
Oh,
website all about personal finance,
perfect.
to kind of break this down for us.
Yeah.
And just, assuming our listeners are like us, they want to do this as quickly and as cheaply as possible.
Of course, who doesn't?
Right, exactly. So
key.
whether we're talking about, shuffling our money around between our own accounts, or maybe sending some to a friend or family member.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to make sure you're getting the best deal and not getting hit with any unnecessary fees.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Where should we start?
well, the first thing that pops into my head
Yeah.
is, the classic bank-to-bank transfer.
Right. The old school method.
Yeah, is that still the go-to, or are we living in, the Stone Age of finance?
I mean, it's definitely not extinct.
Okay.
It still has its place, especially for larger transfers.
Okay.
Especially between your own accounts.
Yeah.
It's usually the most secure and reliable method.
Okay.
But you're right, it's not instant.
Yeah, it does feel very
Kentuckian.
2 to 3 business days usually.
2 to 3 business days, yeah.
Why is that?
Well, it's not just the banks being slow.
Okay.
It's about the system itself.
Okay, so intrigue me what's happening behind the scenes.
So when you initiate a transfer,
Yeah.
you're not actually sending physical money.
Yeah.
It's all digital instructions moving through a network
Okay.
called ACH,
ACH?
Automated Clearinghouse.
Okay.
It's basically the postal service for banks,
Okay.
handling millions of transactions daily.
Mm-hmm.
And just like with the regular mail, it takes time to process and deliver everything accurately.
Okay, so that's why it takes a couple days.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. So have you ever tried to link your accounts?
Oh, yeah.
And it just felt very overwhelming.
Yeah, it can be a little intimidating at first.
I felt like I needed a PhD in banking just to figure it out.
I know what you mean.
Is that just me, or?
But it's actually pretty straightforward once you break it down.
Okay.
It all boils down to 3 key steps.
Okay, I'm ready.
First, you grab your routing and account numbers for both banks.
Okay.
Those are like your account's unique addresses.
Got it.
Then you log in to the account you're sending from.
Okay.
You look for the Add Account or Link Accounts button.
Mm-hmm.
You pop in those numbers, and then you confirm your ownership of that external account.
Okay, so it's not as bad as it sounds.
Not at all.
I always get intimidated.
Yeah.
But it's really not that complicated.
Nope, once you've done it once,
Okay.
it's a breeze.
Okay, so, but the real question is,
Yeah.
are we going to get charged an arm and a leg to move our own money around?
Right. The dreaded fees.
Yes. Are there fees involved?
Well, that's where things get interesting.
Okay. In this age of online banking, many banks have actually waived those fees for external transfers.
Like actually free.
Especially between your own accounts. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
They're competing for your business.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
they're trying to make it as easy as possible.
Okay, so are there any names, any banks I should be on the lookout for?
Absolutely. The Balance mentions a few big names.
Okay, tell me.
Capital One 360,
Yeah.
Chase,
Mm-hmm.
City Discover Bank,
Coke?
even Wells Fargo sometime.
Okay.
But keep in mind, this is just a snapshot.
Right.
Policies can change, so always double check with your own bank.
So listener, while you're listening, just jot down a little note.
Good idea.
Check your bank, see what their deal is.
Absolutely. You might be surprised.
Yeah, you might be sitting on a gold mine of free transfers and not even know it.
Exactly.
So that's exciting.
It is.
But what if
Yeah.
your bank isn't so generous?
Right.
Or maybe you need to send money to split a dinner bill or something.
What are your options then?
Well, that's where those person-to-person payment apps come in.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like everyone and their grandma is using those these days.
Oh, yeah. They've become the go-to for quick and easy transfers,
Okay.
often with no fees between individuals.
So, okay, let's start with the OG.
Yeah, the
PayPal.
granddaddy of them all.
Yeah, I've been using it for online shopping forever.
Right.
But I always thought it was just for that.
It started as a way to pay for things online,
Right.
but it's really evolved into a major player for just transferring money in general.
Interesting. Okay, so how does that work?
So sending funds to friends and family is often free if you're using your linked bank account directly from your bank account.
Okay.
But there's a little asterisk we need to talk about.
Oh, I knew there was going to be a catch.
There's always a catch, right?
Yeah, what is it?
It's all about the funding sources.
Yeah.
So while transferring from your bank account is usually free, things get a little trickier if you use a debit card, credit card, or PayPal credit.
Oh.
Those can trigger some fees.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And if you're a business using PayPal for customer payments, you might also face fees on the receiving end.
Okay.
So always double check that fine print before you hit that send button.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in the convenience.
Absolutely.
And like not even realize you're being charged.
You don't want any surprises.
Exactly. Okay, so what about some of these other apps?
Oh yeah, there's a ton out there.
Yeah.
Zelle, Venmo, Google Pay.
It's hard to keep them straight.
It really is. It's an app jungle out there.
Yeah. Okay, so how do we break it down?
Yeah, well, first off, check your current banking app
Okay.
for Zelle or Pop Money.
Okay.
They're often built right in,
Oh, really?
offering seamless transfers between banks.
Oh, that's cool.
You might already have them without even realizing it.
So they could be hiding in plain sight.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Then you've got Venmo, the one everyone seems to love.
Yeah. Them.
Until they hit that credit card fee wall.
Oh, yeah. What is that fee?
It's a hefty 3%,
3%.
which can add up quickly.
Oh, I see.
So stick to your debit card with Venmo.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
All right, and then there's Google Pay.
Google Pay.
That one's a good option if you're already deep in the Google ecosystem.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Integrates nicely with our other services.
So, okay, we've covered like the digital landscape, but
Yeah.
what about...
What about old school checks?
Yeah, do people still use those?
Yeah, you know what? You might be surprised.
Really?
For those who prefer the tangible
Uh-huh.
or are dealing with small amounts,
Okay.
writing a check and depositing it into another account is still an option.
Wait, so you're telling me
Mm-hmm.
I can just write myself a check
Absolutely.
and deposit it like it's from someone else?
You got it.
I mean, it feels a little like a loophole.
It's not a loophole, I promise.
Okay.
It's perfectly legal
Okay.
and can be a good workaround if you're not in a rush and want to avoid those potential fees.
So I write myself a check as the payee,
Exactly.
and then I just deposit it through my mobile app.
You can do that or even have your bank mail you a check to deposit.
Oh, wow. Okay, that is...
Options.
Yeah, that's really helpful. And
Yeah.
if I lose the check...
At least it's just going back to you.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so... But I'm not a big check person anyway.
Right.
Are there any other tricks?
You know, there is one more little trick.
Okay, lay it on me.
You can actually use your bank's online bill pay feature
Got
to
it.
pay yourself.
Pay myself.
You add yourself as a payee
Okay.
using your other bank account details.
Okay.
It's like sending money to yourself disguised as a bill payment.
Okay.
A little sneaky.
I like it.
Yeah,
It's like a little hack.
a little hack.
Okay, so what about credit unions?
Credit unions.
Are they like the Wild West of banking?
They are a little different.
So.
If you're a member of one that participates in shared branching, you can walk into any participating branch across the country
Really?
and act like it's your home branch.
Wow.
You can deposit a check, withdraw cash.
So it's super convenient.
Super convenient, especially if you travel a lot.
Okay.
Like having a banking buddy in every city.
I like that. Okay, so this is maybe a slightly scary question.
Oh, what is it?
What about moving retirement funds?
Retirement funds. That's a whole different ballgame.
Okay.
We're not talking about pizza money anymore.
Okay, so is it the same?
This is serious business with specific rules to avoid tax penalties.
Okay, so should I just avoid transferring those altogether?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Hey, before you even think about Venmoing your retirement savings,
Definitely not doing that.
talk to a financial advisor.
Okay.
They're the experts in navigating the tricky world of IRA rollovers.
Okay.
They can guide you through the process and make sure you're doing everything by the book.
So we've covered a lot of ground
We have.
from those like classic bank-to-bank transfers
Mm.
to the world of apps.
The wild world of apps.
Yeah. And even a few sneaky tricks with checks and bill pay.
It's all about finding the right tool for the job.
It seems like there's a solution for like every need and
Absolutely.
personality type.
Exactly.
But before we move on to part 2,
Yes.
let's take a quick breather and recap what we've learned so far.
Sounds good. So welcome back.
All right, so as we're going through all these different options,
Mhm.
it's making me think about like business owners.
Yeah.
I imagine they've got a whole other
Oh, absolutely.
set of things.
And businesses have unique needs when it comes to moving money.
Right, they're dealing with larger sums of money probably.
Exactly. They might have international payments.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
They need reliable ways to receive payments from customers.
Right, so are those classic bank-to-bank transfers still a good option for them or?
You know, they still have their place,
Okay.
especially for those larger payments or recurring payments,
Okay.
like paying suppliers or payroll.
Okay, that makes sense.
But here's the thing.
Oh, some banks impose transaction limits,
Oh, quickly.
specifically for business accounts.
Oh, I see.
So it's really important to check those details with your bank.
So you don't get hit with a surprise fee or something.
Exactly. You don't want any surprises when you're running a business.
Right. Okay, what about those P2P apps?
Well, some of them, like PayPal, have really stepped up their game.
Okay.
They offer features specifically for business transactions.
Like what kind of features?
Well, you can send invoices,
Okay.
accept payments from customers,
Mm-hmm.
even manage your business finances all within the app.
So it's kind of like a one-stop shop.
It's getting there, yeah.
Okay, so are we ditching the old ways and just going all in on P2P?
Not so fast.
Okay.
While they are convenient,
Yeah.
they often come with fees,
Okay.
especially for business transactions.
I see.
And they might not be as universally accepted for those business payments.
Right, compared to like a credit card or something.
Exactly. So it's important to do your research.
Yeah.
Okay, and choose the right tools for your specific business needs.
Absolutely.
Okay, so are there any other options we haven't talked about yet?
You know, for those really big transactions,
Okay.
especially when we're talking international payments,
Okay.
wire transfers are the way to go.
Okay, I've heard of wire transfers.
They offer a high level of security,
Okay.
and they're usually processed much faster than those bank-to-bank transfers.
Okay, so higher fees, faster transfers.
It's a trade-off.
Got it.
You're paying for that speed and security.
Okay, so it's like choosing express delivery versus the regular mail.
Exactly.
Got to pay extra for that speed.
Exactly.
Okay, so what about like common pitfalls?
Ah, yes. The things to watch out for.
Yeah, are there any common mistakes that people make?
You know, one of the biggest culprits is simple human error.
Okay.
Not double-checking those account numbers before hitting send
Oh, yeah.
can lead to some major headaches.
Right. Sending your rent payment to the wrong person?
Exactly. You don't want to accidentally send money to your ex.
Oh, that would be bad.
So always confirm those account numbers.
Okay, double check everything.
Measure twice, cut once.
Exactly.
In the financial world.
Okay. Besides those accidental slip-ups, are there any other red flags?
You know, always be on the lookout for phishing scams.
Phishing scams.
Those fraudulent emails or websites that try to trick you into revealing your bank information,
Okay.
they're getting more sophisticated.
Really?
So you really have to be careful.
So how can we spot them?
Scrutinize the sender's address.
Okay.
Hover over any links
Okay.
to see where they actually lead.
Mm-hmm.
And be wary of any unexpected attachments.
Okay.
Remember, legitimate banks will never ask for your sensitive information through email.
Okay, it's like a game of cat and mouse.
It is.
With our money.
They're always trying to find new ways to trick us.
Okay, so phishing isn't the only threat, right?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay, what else is out there?
We also have to worry about malware attacks.
Malware attacks.
That's malicious software that infects your device. It can steal your passwords.
Oh, no.
Snoop on your online banking sessions.
That's scary.
It can even take control of your entire computer.
So, like, what can we do?
Well, the good news is there are ways to protect yourself.
Okay, good.
First and foremost, keep your devices and software updated.
Okay, like those annoying update notifications?
Yes, those are actually your friends.
Okay, I'll try to think of them that way.
They contain security patches that fix vulnerabilities.
Okay, so it's like reinforcing your defenses.
Exactly.
Okay, good. What else?
Strong, unique passwords are crucial.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about your pet's name or your birthday.
Okay.
We need a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols.
Okay, strong password.
At least 12 characters long.
That's a lot to remember.
I know it could be tough.
Yeah.
But consider using a password manager.
A password manager.
It's like a digital vault for all your passwords.
Okay, I need to look into that.
They can generate and store strong passwords for you.
Okay, that sounds helpful.
And then another thing to be careful of is public Wi-Fi.
Public Wi-Fi.
Those free hotspots.
Yeah, at coffee shops and airports.
They're often unsecured.
What does that mean?
It means your data could be intercepted by hackers.
Okay, so it's not safe to do your online banking on public Wi-Fi.
It's best to avoid it.
Okay.
If you have to use it.
Yeah.
Consider using a VPN.
A VPN?
It creates a secure connection.
Okay.
And encrypts your data.
So it's like a shield.
Exactly, a shield for your information.
Okay, so VPN, public Wi-Fi, be careful.
Absolutely.
Okay. Anything else?
You know, it's always a good idea to monitor your bank account and credit card statements.
Regularly.
Regularly. Exactly. Look for any suspicious transactions.
Okay, so like be a financial detective.
Exactly. You're on the case.
All right, I can do that.
It's all about being proactive.
Right.
Catching those issues early on can save you a lot of trouble.
Okay, so stay vigilant.
Stay vigilant, stay informed, and don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
What's the most important thing for our listeners to remember?
I think the key takeaway is this.
Okay.
Technology has made moving money easier than ever.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's crucial to approach these transactions with a balance of enthusiasm and caution.
Okay.
Stay informed, stay curious, but also be aware of those potential risks.
Okay. So don't get too excited.
Don't throw caution to the wind.
Right.
Just be smart about it.
Okay, and if you're not sure about something,
ask questions.
Ask questions. Don't be afraid to reach out to your bank or a financial advisor.
Absolutely. They're there to help.
Oh, okay. So as we move on to part 3,
Yep.
What can our listeners expect?
Well, we're going to dive into the future of money transfers.
Ooh, the future.
And we'll explore some really exciting possibilities.
Okay, I am intrigued.
It's going to be a fascinating discussion.
Okay, so we've explored all these different ways to move our money around.
We have.
But before we wrap things up, we need to talk about security.
You're absolutely right.
Right, because in this digital age, convenience often comes with risks.
Absolutely. We need to protect our hard-earned cash.
Exactly. So what are the biggest security threats out there?
Well, we've already touched on phishing scams.
Right, those fake emails and websites.
Exactly.
Right.
They're designed to trick you into giving up your login information.
And they're getting more sophisticated.
Oh, yeah. They're constantly evolving.
So how can we stay ahead of them?
Always scrutinize the sender's address.
Okay.
Look for any misspellings or inconsistencies.
Okay.
Hover over links before you click them to see where they actually lead. And be wary of any unexpected attachments.
Okay, so basically don't click anything unless you're absolutely sure it's safe.
Exactly. And remember, legitimate banks will never ask for your sensitive information through email.
Okay, good to know. So phishing isn't the only threat, though, right?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. What else do we need to watch out for?
Malware attacks.
Malware attacks, okay.
That's malicious software that can infect your device.
Right.
And steal your information.
Okay, that sounds bad. How can we protect ourselves from that?
Well, first of all, keep your devices and software updated.
Okay.
Those updates often include security patches.
So those annoying notifications are actually our friends.
They are your friends.
Okay, good to know. What else?
Strong, unique passwords are essential.
Okay, I know you said this before, but remind me again what makes a strong password.
At least 12 characters long.
Okay.
A mix of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols.
Okay. And don't use anything easy to guess like your pet's name.
Exactly.
Okay, I need to step up my password game.
We all do.
Okay, anything else?
Yeah, be careful when using public Wi-Fi.
Oh, public Wi-Fi, those free hotspots.
They can be risky.
In what way?
They're often unsecured.
Meaning?
Meaning hackers could potentially intercept your data.
Oh, so it's like sending your financial information on a postcard.
Pretty much.
Okay, so no online banking on public Wi-Fi.
It's best to avoid it.
Okay, but if you have to use it...
Consider using a VPN.
A VPN?
It creates a secure connection.
Okay, so it's like a tunnel for your data.
Exactly.
Got it. Any other tips?
Yeah. Monitor your bank account and credit card statements regularly.
Okay.
Look for any transactions you don't recognize.
Okay, so be your own financial detective.
Exactly.
Okay, I can handle that.
Early detection is key.
Right. If you see something, say something.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about all these different ways to move money.
We have.
From bank transfers to apps to even writing yourself a check.
And we've covered the importance of security.
Right.
Protecting your information.
So what's the key takeaway for our listeners?
I think it boils down to this.
Okay.
Technology has made managing our finances incredibly convenient.
It really has.
But it's up to us to be smart about it.
Right. Be informed. Be proactive.
Absolutely. Stay curious. Stay safe.
And if you're ever unsure about something...
Don't hesitate to reach out to your bank or a financial advisor.
Absolutely. They're there to help.
They are.
All right. Well, I think that's a great place to wrap things up.
I agree.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
And I hope our listeners feel empowered to move their money around safely and confidently.
I hope so, too.
So until next time, happy transferring.
Happy transferring.